What's up, folks? Sean the Average Angler coming at you with another great video. And we're out in the shop, the garage, whatever you want to call it. And I am starting to get ready for my trip to Clear Lake. We had a trip planned, and then wouldn't you know, they ended up dropping a tournament during the time we were there. It's one of those specialty tournaments. And I just love fishing the specialty tournaments because it sort of levels the playing field, if you will. Because you can only throw, in this one, Yamamoto baits. Who doesn't like throwing Yamamoto baits? Problem is, it's fall. So we're gonna go over that, how I attack that kind of thing, some ideas I come up with. Hopefully some of you are gonna join us up there. It's a one-day tournament, very reasonable. I think it's $150 for the pro boat, $100 or $120 for the amateur boat, and then they have a kayak division. They got a kayak division too, so I expect to see a bunch of you up there. It should be a lot of fun. In the old days, the last time I did a Yamamoto tournament, it was on Oroville, and there was 200 and, well, I know it was over 230. There was a lot. It was a lot of fun. These are really special events. All right, if you're new to the channel, you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button down there. Join the Average Angler community. We're giving away some product, some baits, that kind of thing. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're only 350 away. We could hit that tomorrow. Who knows? It all depends on you guys and you clicking on the video and then hitting that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, hit the like button too. Share it with a friend. Okay, so I'm out here and trying to get some stuff ready for a tournament at a time of year that doesn't really, well, it can. It really depends on the weather, what's going to happen. And right now, it's looking like not a whole lot's going to change. So typically, if I was going up there, I'd probably be cranking and throwing a rattle bait of some sort, probably an LV 500. It's a Yamamoto tournament, and the stipulation is you have to fish Yamamoto baits. So I can fish a chatterbait, but I have to have a Yamamoto bait attached to it. The chatterbait's going to be my bait of choice for those fish in those areas where I would probably normally throw a rattle trap or maybe a crankbait. Now, what does this have to do with you and helping you catch more fish? Well, I'm glad you asked, because actually a whole lot. Part of this is just about being creative, right? Now, I mean, Yamamoto's got plenty of baits I can put on a vibrating jig. Who knows which one's going to work? I'm going to try a lot of them. I mean, the one thing they don't have is bigger sizes in some of the stuff I would like to have. For those that don't know, Clear Lake is the #1 lake in the country, and there are big fish there. And there's big bait. So anyway, we'll adapt. We'll try and figure out a way to make it work. I will be throwing, I'm rigging up 3 different chatterbaits, actually. Now, the reason I really like this is because it really kind of limits things, so you don't have to overthink things. They got plastics. Basically, their baits are plastics, so we can fish plastics. Underspins, buzz baits, spinnerbait, chatterbait, as long as you put a Yamamoto bait on as a trailer. You can fish jigs, you can fish Texas rigs, and whatever else creativity-wise you can think of, drop shot, Nico rig, free rig. Anyway, it's a great equalizer, as I always like to say. Now, is there a month I'd rather have a Yamamoto tournament for Yamamoto baits? Yeah, but that ain't what the cards were dealt. So we're gonna do what we gotta do for this one. Now, what I'm hoping for, I don't want to say too much right now because the tournament's 2 weeks away. Actually, I'll leave 2 weeks from today will be my first day of practice. And I'm hoping it gets cold. Right now, the long-range forecast doesn't look like it's going to be that way. So it still leaves us a whole lot of options, a whole lot of depth ranges, a whole lot of different things we can do. And actually, this bait here isn't even a jackhammer. This is a knockoff that I'm going to use in practice. You'll see here the keeper system there. This was a $3.50 chatterbait. Works great. Will I use it on game day? No. but that doesn't matter. I can use it in practice just fine. I'm just looking for bites, trying to figure out what kind of pattern is going to get the bigger fish. The obvious choice with Yamamoto baits is flipping and jigs, right? We all know Yamamoto makes great baits. They are great for flipping, pitching, to cover, that kind of thing, and there is no shortage of cover at Clear Lake. So that's one good plan. You got the Senko. I'm going to take some Senkos. That could be the winning pattern. Who knows? The fun in this is it really forces you to think, and what can I do with the baits that I have? It's almost like someone's putting a box of baits in your boat, and everybody's got the same baits and telling you, here, let's see who wins. One day shootout, a lot of fun, and I am going to have way too many rods rigged up, but less than I probably normally would, because I'm not going to have no crankbaits and this and that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The challenge is to catch fish on the baits that you're given. Now, they're not really giving them to us. You got to buy your baits, but nonetheless, I can't go out there and throw my custom glide bait that I painted. I can't throw top water because it wouldn't make any sense to put a Senko on the back of a cane walker or a shower blows. So anyway, I'm sitting here getting rods ready because I'm not using a lot of these rods on my local lake. They will be rigged and ready for Clear Lake. So that's what I'm doing here with this chatterbait. This is one of 3 I'm going to have rigged, and that's just really so I don't have to stop and retie stuff, at least during practice. And then we'll see what I find. Who knows? Maybe they won't touch a chatterbait. Highly unlikely. They'll always eat a chatterbait. So the other beauty of this is, to me, it's one of the best ways to learn about a bait, because you're forced to fish only certain baits. So that is where I really wanted to go with this video today. If you want to learn how to fish a specific bait, and we talk about jigs a lot on my channel, I know it's one of my most watched topics is jig fishing. And if you really want to learn jig fishing, just go out with nothing but jigs. Force yourself to use them, because I think what a lot of us do, and this goes for any technique we're trying to learn, when things don't work out, we just think, hey, they're not eating this today. We put it down, we move on to other things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of human nature. I think I've found that you will get bit by certain baits on any given day. You just got to find the fish that are feeding. And that's the biggest key to catching fish, really, is finding the fish that are feeding when you're there. They're not always feeding when we're there. Maybe you got to leave and come back. So the ultimate goal is to go out and find some groups of fish, and then try and figure out what times are these fish feeding, and go back and present your baits to them. Now, remember, there's a lot more to it than just finding the group of schools. Sometimes the angle you're presenting your bait to them can be a key factor. And sometimes it doesn't matter. If they're a little finicky, it matters. If they're just on the feed bag, you'll probably catch some no matter what. So what bait do you want to learn this year? Because fall is a great time to learn, because fall is so, almost any bait presented to the fish in the right way can get bit. So my challenge to all of you at this point is to get that bait that you really want to learn. Something, I don't know, maybe you wished you learned how to fish it, and just go out and fish it. Try different things, try different sizes, try different trailers. If you're fishing a jig, maybe you try a finesse jig, maybe you try a compact football jig, maybe you are throwing a swim jig. Challenge yourself to learn a new technique this year, and go out, spend some time with that bait and figure it out. Yeah, you may have some days where you don't catch anything, but that's why it's called fishing instead of catching. And if y'all remember, a couple of weeks ago, I went out and had a day where I didn't catch anything. That's just fishing. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I'm Sean the Average Angler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.